Hi, it's your girl Curly Jamaican, and I am here with yet another video for you. I am outside. I'm outside. My entire family is home right now, and I just thought it was best for me to be out here. Plus, it was sunny until a few minutes ago. I thought it was the perfect weather to be outside, but I guess not. Looks like it's about to rain now. Anyway, so I want to talk about these politicians. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to talk about my disgust and my total frustration with people and, these politicians. I don't know if we don't have eyes to see that both parties at this point are complicit in this police brutality saga that has been ongoing for years, right? And now all of a sudden, Trump is in position. Trump is president, and of course, the he is hated, and Democrats are jumping on this opportunity to act like they care about police brutality. I'm sorry, the neighbor's dog is barking. So I'm so completely annoyed. Like, I am annoyed. I am over it. I'm annoyed. Um, the first thing that I'm annoyed with, all of these past former presidents coming out and speaking and telling the public we mourn with the family of George Floyd, and at this time, and all of this, all of these eloquent, beautiful words that they're coming out with, and they're on point. They're on point. I mean, they're saying exactly what the public needs to hear. But there's nothing being done, and I am so tired of it. And then we, as the public, we as the people, we hear these words, and guess what? We're like, yes, he's right. And, this is why I love him. You should love anybody at this point that is doing something, not just talking, not just giving you lip service, not just giving you lip service. Like, aren't you tired of the band-aids and the placating and the um pandering? Aren't you tired of it? They come, they say something every time there's a protest. They say something, they speak out on it. They say this shouldn't happen, as if they are not in power or have the power to make a change. Like, all they have to do is create laws that will properly vet these police officers and properly train these police officers and properly hold these police officers accountable, so that we won't have a prolific abundance of these incidents of police officers executing people and carrying out police brutality. Like, that is what we need. And let me tell you, anybody that's coming to me talking about vote Democrat or vote Republican, just shut up. Just shut up. Don't tell me to vote for anything. As a matter of fact, I honestly feel like I'll just vote for an independent party. You know, if you don't realize that you're voting for nothing at this point, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. What are we voting for? What are we voting for when we do vote, they sit down in office and things that you need to be changed aren't changed, and then they tell you, "Oh, vote, get to vote again for more change." It's like a promise of something to be done for votes, and then nothing is done. I mean, what are we doing? You know, I'm like literally going after everybody on social media. I'm going after the Republics. I'm sorry, I'm going after the Republicans. I'm going after the Democrats. I'm going after Christians. I'm going after practically everybody, because I'm just so over this passive mentality. Like, politics makes people passive. Christianity makes people passive. It just makes us passive, especially Black people. It makes us passive. We're literally sitting here thinking if we vote, that is when they're going to do something about police brutality. If they do nothing about police brutality now, when they're in office, they're not going to do anything about it later. They're going to do nothing about it later. That makes you passive. Demand change now. They can now go in Congress. It doesn't matter. And this is just a message I've been preaching on Facebook, especially. It doesn't matter whose administration we are under. It doesn't matter if it's the Trump administration, if it's the Obama administration. It doesn't matter whose administration. If they need to create a law, they can. That's why they're there. If they need to create a law now, they can. Democrats can push for a law to be passed now. They do it all the time. But police brutality is not a priority. Something is not a priority. It literally takes Rome to fall, to tumble on their face for politicians to truly pay attention. And I'm seeing people make memes like, oh, I'm 68 and I can't believe I'm still protesting this. I'm 96 and I can't believe I'm still protesting this. Do you know why you're still protesting it? Because like the last time, and probably this time, we keep accepting the placating, we keep accepting the band-aid remedies, we keep praising the beautiful words of people instead of action, instead of demanding action. So if we don't demand the action now, guess what? Maybe within about 10, maybe not even 10, maybe within about 3 years, we're going to have an even worse incident that's going to create even more turmoil, and that's going to lead to even more havoc for us to demand change again. Stop allowing these politicians to honey drip y'all. Stop. Stop allowing politicians to honey drip and pillow talk you. Okay? Don't do that. That's what they do. You guys have to know. By now, that's what they do. I know you're a staunch Democrat. I know you're a staunch Republican. But at the end of the day, you are a Republican because of what you think the party stands for, and you're a Democrat for what you think the party stands for. Make them work for you. I'm just laughing at all these people talking about this is because of Trump and we need to vote. What? Oh, Trump is the reason we have police brutality. Trump is the reason we don't have laws in place right now. And we didn't have laws in place then. Trump is the reason. Get your head out of the clouds. Get your head out of the clouds. Like I said, if police brutality was a priority for any of these administrations, a law would have been passed years ago. Well, it wasn't a proper law, and I mean an effective one. Don't come quote no stupid law to me and tell me, because if there was an effective law in place under the Obama administration or under the Bush administration or under Clinton administration, if there was an effective law, we wouldn't have this problem now. Do you know how many loopholes are in these law enforcement policies that allow these officers to get off when they murder people? Do you know how many loopholes are there? You, they can't even define reasonableness. They can't even define that word. And that is what allows an officer to get off. What is reasonable force? What is reasonable suspicion? Is these vague gray areas that allow officers not to be held accountable. And they know it. They know it. And has any administration passed any laws to address these loopholes and these gray areas so cops can be held accountable? The only way we can get these cops to behave the way they're supposed to behave is putting the fear of repercussions in them, putting the fear of consequences in them. Let me tell you something. If one cop gets capital murder, if one cop gets electric chair, if one cop gets a lethal injection, do you think that won't put the fear of repercussion in their mind? Like, hey, I am not above the law and this can happen to me? I am so annoyed. Do not come tell me to vote for anybody. Don't tell me to vote for anybody because it's a cycle. You vote, and then this gets swept under the rug, and then they go about the business. And then another issue, another death happens, whether it's a white person or a black person, another death happens, and we protest. And they come and they placate you again. They honey drip you, and they tell you all the wonderful things that you want to hear, and nothing is done. Nothing is done. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of it. I don't know if you're tired of it. And I don't know why Republicans are out here talking about, you know, I don't get why Republicans aren't really on board with trying to hold cops accountable. I don't know. You know, a lot of Republicans out here think that there isn't a problem. Honestly, most of this is about keeping 90% insolvent. Those are people who are looting and rioting. If you bought anything in stock market in the last 15 weeks, you doubled your money. Wow. There's always some type of benefit to the elitists. Always they always come out on top, and it's the, and we allow them to just feed us the lies. We allow them. Oh my gosh, my internet. Ugh, anyway, we allow them to feed us the lies, and we allow them to play us. If you guys don't realize how many times they have played you, to put it colloquially, we've been played. Another reason that I heard that another reason why this is being blown up like this, which honestly I don't think it's being blown up. I think it's just the right amount of pushback. And for those that don't agree with me, it's okay. It's okay. But I think it's the right amount of pushback for this kind of injustice. But I heard another thing is there's a lot going on behind the scenes. For example, Hillary, she had a court case. She had a trial or something like that yesterday, I believe it was. And then there's just a lot of other things happening that, they're trying to distract us from. Now, I will say pay attention to this and pay attention to everything else. I don't think that this should be a distraction. I think we should keep our eyes open because we know how they do. We know how they behave. They move in unison silently and put on the face for the public. And that is why I'm telling you, guys, do not, do not let these politicians get away with placating you this time. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. Let them put some solid laws in place that will ensure that if police officers murder them in cold blood, they are held accountable. And of course, G Man G, we all know that we know everyone should know by now that a lot of these protests are hijacked. They are hijacked. Now, I'm not saying that a lot of the people protesting aren't the ones that are looting, but a lot of it is instigated, and a lot of it is pushed. They're enticing the people to do it in some cases. No, I want to say in some cases because I don't want the actual losers who are not enticed, who are doing it on their own initiative, to get off. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm not. But in many cases, it's being enticed. And in many cases where they're peaceful protests, they're provoking violence. They're provoking violence by hijacking these protests. So it's just a lot going on, a lot of strings, you know, a lot of things taking place behind the scenes, and a lot of things taking place um, on stage, because we know the world is a stage. We know this. But I just had to speak out on this. I am completely annoyed with all of you political people. I'm not talking about the politicians. I'm talking about all these staunch followers. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. You can't tell me that Trump is a bad person without telling me that Hillary is a bad person. You can't tell me that. You cannot tell me that Trump is bad and Hillary is good. You can't tell me that Trump is bad and Biden is good. You can't tell me that. They are the same. I don't look at whether they're racist. I don't look at that. What I look at is what kind of change they can bring to the table. What kind of policies they can bring to the table. Because we're sitting here and we're like, we hate Trump because he's racist. But the amount of incidents where the Democrats have shown their racism and their stereotypical thinking, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. You can't tell me not to vote for somebody because they're racist, because I think they're all racist. And I don't think that the political party, any of these two, this cat and dog that's actually a cat together, you can't tell me that they're really for Black people. You cannot. We are just spectators in the political game. Black people are spectators in the political game. Wake up. Wake up. You heard that hot mic. You heard that hot mic with that man saying he wouldn't even care about this. You heard the hot mic. We are literally used, our issues are used to bait us into voting. And if you want to agree or don't want to agree, that is fine. But our issues are used to bait us into voting. That's why I'm telling you, Black people, you really shouldn't care too much who is in administration. You should just demand that they work for you, period. Call them all racist when they don't give you what you want. And I mean the Democrats and the Republicans. Call them all racist when they don't give you what you want. That's how I feel about that. So you can get what you want. As long as it's reasonable, I think. Reparations, I want reparations. But are we going to get that? No, I don't think that's a reasonable demand right now. I don't think it's a reasonable demand right now. But a reasonable demand right now with Trump in office is for police brutality laws to be in place. Strong, solid, effective laws that are not open to interpretation. You do this, this is what happens. Because every time that any of these officers, most of them, some of them do get indicted, But many of them do get off, and we know it. And if they even get some time, they get off easy, get some, get a few years, whatever. The officer, there's an officer, I forgot his name, but I think he was responsible for killing that man that was trying to save the autistic boy. He was acquitted, first because they overcharged the case. So he was acquitted. And then secondly, he was rehired by his department so that he could apply for some type of retirement package. So he could retire in style and luxury at 20 something. Most of us have to work 10 years for the government to get any type of retirement package, but this officer is going to get a retirement package. Well, where's the accountability? Where is it? I'm over it. I'm over it. For that officer, what is it? What did he get? Oh, well, he's living life right now while it's available. He's living life right now while it's available. Social Security is set to dry up by 2025. That is true. That is very true. Our economy is screwed. G man, let's just face it, our economy is screwed. And, you know, while people are protesting for what they believe in, yeah, it's bad. While people are protesting for what they believe in, all these corrupt, disgusting elitists are scrounging for the last bit of coin they can get before it all crashes. Before it all crashes, and it's going to crash. It's going to crash. It's sad. It's really sad. It's sad. But, you know, at the end of the day, G-Man, I don't know what your race is. And I'm not saying this if you're Caucasian, I'm not saying this to offend you, but honestly, I think Black people, we just need to stand in solidarity and just we need to extract ourselves from this system. I don't know how we can do it, but we just need to do it because it's not really, honestly, I feel like it's not for us. I feel like it's not for us. We have struggled. We have struggled so long to coexist in this terrible, terrible climate, in this terrible environment. Now, let me just say this. Let me say this. I'm an immigrant. I'm a Jamaican, and I came here and I started from the bottom and I worked hard, you know, and I struggled and I sacrificed. And I've been through so much here. I've been here since 2008 and I have worked my butt off and I have seen the fruits of my labor, right? So if this place can be a utopia, it can. It has the potential to be a utopia for everybody of all races. It does. But the fact is, even everything that I've worked for, in the end, it's not going to really mean much. It's not going to really mean much when it's time for the government to do what they do and take it away from you. When it's time for the government to do what they do and take it all away from you. All the money that you've saved up, all of this, by the time we have cryptocurrency and all of this, all of that is not going to mean anything. But I don't want to be distracted from the point that I'm making. I'm making the point that there are too many loopholes in the policies for law enforcement, right? And loophole is the fact that there's a gray area. 45% of Americans are not invested. is a real crime being committed here. Yes, we are slaves to this debt system. We are slaves to the debt system. But G-Man, I'm sorry to say, and I know white America, and I think you're white. I know white America, they have their struggles too, you know? But I'm sorry to say, we are not, as African Americans, we are worse not invested. As a matter of fact, in a few years, we won't even have 1% of the wealth of America. In a few years, Black America, we won't even have 1% of the wealth. Plus, we have police brutality. So, and excuse me, don't come from me. Don't come for me for saying, excuse me, sorry about that. Don't come for me for saying that, because I know that white people, they experience police brutality too. I absolutely know that. We've seen it. And that is why I don't understand why we just can't come together and fight this. Like, why a lot of Caucasians are so triggered by the Black Lives Matter slogan, and that really puts them off. It puts them off so much. Oh my gosh, that they don't really want to even help to combat police brutality. They don't even want to help, but it's like it's cutting off your nose to spite your face type of thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Jiman, did you know that in a few years, African Americans will not even have 1% of the wealth in America? Jiman, you are so, oh my gosh, you are up on the finances. This economy is dead. China, China's economy is going to emerge as a stronger economy in the future. This is what we've done. This is what we've done. This is what we've done, G-Man. China's economy is going to emerge as the stronger economy if we don't know what we're doing, if we don't get it together. But in all of that, even if America gets it together, African Americans will still not have, we really don't have much to gain from the economy. I guess, let me reword that. We're still going to be like the poorest race in America. So forgive me if I'm focused on African Americans right now. Forgive me. But Caucasians are in a better position where the economy is concerned and where police brutality is concerned. And we're just asking that you understand this, acknowledge it, and help us. That's really, don't fight it. Just help us. Don't be triggered by the word. The word triggered took off because of Republicans calling Democrats libtards, and they're easily triggered. But I've never seen people this triggered by a slogan simply because it says Black Lives Matter. I've never seen, and nobody is saying that all lives, and I don't want to be like the mouthpiece for this type of rhetoric, but I guess I have to use it. It's appropriate. All lives do matter. But at this very moment, with the person that experienced that the person that died being African American and died in the most callous, gruesome way that I mean, like for the public to watch the execution, I cannot believe. Earn, save, invest. They have no idea what you are. who you are. You are just a number in a queue. No, I disagree. We are we're a number. In addition to that, we are uh pandering points. They use our plight to pander for votes, right? They use black people's plight against them to pander for votes. Pander and get, place themselves in position and place themselves in power. Right now, all these politicians are coming out talking about, we understand, this should have never happened. You know, um, this is so sad. We mourn with the family. You fake people. You fake people. Get your words and get out of here. Go to Congress and do something. I'm talking about the stock market, of course. I know, G-Man, I already know that your concern, which I understand, that your concern is the stock market. And I understand that you're thinking about the economy and what people should do. Honestly, I think people should pull their money. If you're saying, why do you think they should invest? This economy is going down. I think people should. Okay, pardon my very primitive thinking, but if people don't see that we are headed for disaster, and we need to be buying up land and farm, money is leaving the building. This $3 trillion budget for the coronavirus relief package, that budget is going to sink the ship. Sink the ship. Thank you, Spencer, you troll. I'm not virtue signaling. I feel this. Who's virtue signaling? I'm sorry. Let me take that back, Spencer. Let me hear what you have to say. Are you talking about the politicians virtue signaling? Because that is what they're doing. I hope you're not talking about me, because I'm not doing that. I'm speaking out against these corrupt politicians. They make me sick. They do. Why does it take looting and rioting for them to even start penciling laws? Why does it have to take that? It didn't have to go. It didn't have to get this far. And I know people are blaming the rioters, and they're blaming the looters, and they're blaming the protesters. Excuse me. Let me get over here. I know that they're blaming them, but let's be honest. If the justice system was a decent one, not a broken one, and these cops would have been immediately arrested once this evidence was circulated for the entire world to see. And you know what? Political. Of course, it's political. It's always political. These dirty bandits. Dirty bandits. Let me take that back a little bit. Now, I know that you have to have a good reason to go and detain someone. You have to have evidence to go and arrest them, and then you have to have evidence to charge them. But if that video wasn't evidence, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. So yeah, I'm telling African Americans right now, please do not let these politicians pillow talk you. I know that we love the speeches. We eat it up. It's like pancakes and syrup and omelets. I'm a foodie. And a nice cup of coffee in the morning makes you feel so good and wholesome. But it is not what you think it is, or not what you want it to be. It's not what you want it to be. It's just words. You have to demand action. You have to demand it. I know it looks good for a Black leader to come out and say, I stand with you. I know it looks good and it sounds good, but do not clap and applause until you see them in Congress saying the same thing, pushing the same thing. Don't clap and applaud that. Say, okay, I'm glad that you're with us. Getting paid to wake up. Oh, I'm sorry, even better than that. Oh my gosh. G-Man said getting paid to wake up is even better than breakfast. Yeah, that's the politicians. They get paid to wake up. It's sad. It's just a sad state of affairs. And we are in a woke era, but we're still, we have so much information, we don't really know what direction to go in. And that is the truth. There's so much information. Everybody's up on conspiracies. Everybody is up on what's happening with the stock market. Everybody's up on these pandering politicians. But we have no direction. We don't know which way to go. You know, I was on Facebook and I posted that, you're mad at Trump, but you're going to vote in another poison to replace Trump. I mean, what good is that? And, the responses I got was, I mean, what else can we do? Follow the money. That's what I said, G, but I was like, follow the money. Follow the money. Come on, follow the money to figure out, the corrupt people and the puppeteers and all of that. All the money for that. But two, when you're electing your leaders, your presidents and whatever, make sure you're electing somebody that's good for your economy. Period. Full stop. Period. Full stop. It's either you elect a racist or a racist that's good for your economy. And and you might not believe it, African Americans, but it's the truth. You're either electing a racist or a racist that's good for your economy. And when I say racist, I'm not really sure if racist is even the right word. They just don't give a, like G-Man said, we're just a number to them. We are not even, we're so insignificant to them. We are. Identity politics is only important when it's time to vote. They care about the color of your skin when it's time to vote. Otherwise, you're a good joke behind closed doors. Okay? Because you don't hear it in the open, but behind closed doors, it goes on. The jokes, they go on. Portfolios are public information. Look at these asset allocation and look at what they're interested in protecting because they're invested in it. G-Man, that is the truth. If they really wanted to investigate and to find out what these people, first and foremost, these politicians, they are associated with special interest groups. Special interest groups. Bill Gates, oh my gosh. Bill Gates, this coronavirus bullcrap. Look, man, wear your masks, feel safe. But just know that this whole coronavirus thing was about money too. It was about money too. It was about mass production of vaccines, locking in the special interest group, and making guap. Okay? That's what it was about. So demand that they legalize wearing masks if you want. If it makes you feel safe, because these numbers are going to keep going up. The thing is this. I am not comparing the coronavirus to the flu. I'm pretty sure it's way deadlier. But you know how the flu numbers always go up? There's no going down. Well, the coronavirus cases are always going to go up. There's no going down. I don't understand how it's going to ever go down. Something that is infectious, something that is, I mean, it's not, the numbers are not going to go down. So it's either we just find a good treatment for it, and if you're like a person that's okay with vaccines, when they come out with that, you take that. But it's all about the money at the end of the day. Scaring you, scaring us into spending our money on and our, blowing up our budget on these vaccines and things. Politician said fuck it because it's priced in now. Jiva, you got me cursing. Oh my goodness. And that's the thing, G-Man. That's the thing. The coronavirus thing didn't work as well as they wanted it to. It didn't work as well. It didn't scare people enough. Because at this point, they were expecting people to be begging for the vaccine. But I'm not even talking about that. Although it's all kind of interrelated. Yeah, it is. It's all about money. It is all about money. It's all about money. But it sickens me that we glorify these politicians because of their words. That's why I came on here today, G-Man. It sickens me. I stand with the family. And I want to send the message of Martin Luther King today. Peace. And he wanted us to be integrated and to live together. Oh, God. Shut up. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Just be quiet. Can you just pass a bill? We can hear the speeches afterwards. You sound very intelligent. I'm telling you, your words are riveting. But can you pass a bill? Can you pass a bill? I don't care if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican. Can you pass a bill? Trump, I don't care if you're trying to prove that you're not racist. It's a facade. It is. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Trump, I don't care to prove that you're not racist. Pass a bill. If you're trying to prove that you're for the people, pass a bill. Pass a bill. And pass a bill that will play out for years and years to come. We can't have this mess going on anymore. We can't have police officers not caring like this. No. For all my conspiracy theorists out there, I know you think it was planned. Oh, yeah, he's real. He gives it, he says it like it is. He doesn't sugarcoat, and he's not diplomatic. And a lot of people want someone that's diplomatic to represent them. He's not a diplomatic person. He doesn't mince his words. I am so busy today, guys. I'm so sorry. He doesn't mince his words. And I'm annoyed with him too because he, I just, his parents even said so. No, he's just really stupid. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Trump needs to know how to pick his words. He really needs to know that. And right now, he needs to choose his words carefully. He does. Because even though people hate him, we don't have to hate the Republicans. We don't have to hate the Republican Party, I'm sorry. We don't have to hate them. G-Man, I will tell you this as a Black person. You cannot convince me, not you personally, Jimin. Nobody out there can convince me that one party is better than the other. Unless y'all talking about money. Unless you're talking about the economy and what you're doing for the economy. And that's what it's the truth. It's the truth. I will not send that message to my fellow Black people that the Democrats are for you. I will not partake in that crime. It's a crime. It's a lie. But who do we vote for? Who do we vote for? I say we get together and we vote for an independent party. I know that's not gonna happen. I know it's not gonna happen. Get the heck out of here. Elon Musk. This man talking about merging splicing human and robots. We're going to Well, you know what? Take me with you. G-Man, if you figure out a way to go to Mars, take me with you because I'm done with this planet. I'm done with this planet. I'm sick and tired of the facade. Do you know who are active in pedophilia? I mean, yeah, they catch the arrest the little unimportant people, insignificant people. But y'all know who tied up with Epstein. I'm sick of this planet. And even though we know the truth, we can't act on it because it's like there's this war zone that you have to go through in order to get to the other side, which is justice and truth and accountability. It's like it's a war, it's a minefield that you have to go through to get to the other side. And will we ever get there? No, they've outsmarted us all. We know the truth about them. We know who the pedophiles are, where the pedophile rings originate, who organizes them. The people that we catch, the police officer and you know, the pervert next door, is the people they want us to catch, so we're deflected. But we positively know that it's bigger. It's bigger than we can ever even imagine. So when you're talking about politicians and appreciating the things that they say, and this is the right thing to say at this moment, and this is the wrong thing to say at this moment, please don't come to me with that. Please don't come to me with that. Just get your butt into Congress. Just get your butt into Congress and pass some laws, pass some bills. I have decided that I am forever going to be in the middle. And I will just laugh at the staunch Democrats and the staunch Republicans. I will laugh at you. I will laugh at you because if you, yes, let's band together, create the middle party. I'm joking. I will laugh at them. I will forever laugh because I'm just looking at both of them defend their party and defend the crap, the corruption, the garbage, the lack of real action that counts. When Pelosi, when she passed that bill, I was under the impression that and forgive me for not being as politically smart as some of you guys out there, but I was under the impression that because Trump was in power, this kind of limited the Democratic Party. But when I saw Pelosi push that bill with all her might, that $3 trillion bill with all her might and all her power and everything she had, and it went through, I was like, oh, so if it is important to y'all can do something about it. Okay, I see. That is the only thing that said to me. And then, of course, do you guys don't even know what's in the bill? It's mixed in. It's the coronavirus relief package and some other things. It died. Oh, it died. Oh my gosh, no! Why did it die? Oh my gosh, why did it die? Pelosi, Pelosi. Mm, that was so funny to me. Pelosi is like, you know, I like her because she's so she's so old and she's kind of real too in her own little way. She's like an old, real grandma. Too many footnotes. Oh, good. That is the truth. That is the truth. It had so many things mixed in it. It had some um cannabis concessions mixed into it. It had so many things mixed into it. It was just too much. But I she is a gangster. She's so funny to me. She's so funny. I swear, she's funny to me. She's funny to me, but she represents the bullshit too. She represents the bullshit, and she's with the bullshit. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to curse on here. I'm sorry. She represents the. I'm trying not to curse, guys. I'm trying to actually become somebody in society, so I'm trying to be very, very diplomatic myself. But my gosh, black people, I'm telling you, have the power to not buy the crap. You have that power. That's the power that you have. Don't buy the crap. Don't eat it up. Don't eat it up. Demand more. You're so on it, G-Man. Why won't you tell me if you're Caucasian or black, though? I want to know. No, you don't have to tell me. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My connection is so unstable. I hope you guys are hearing me. I'm outside, so it kind of weakened my connection. But you're right. You're on it. That's exactly what it is. You're Asian? Oh, never would have thought. Oh, thank you, Spencer. Oh, thank you. You're so awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So let me ask you this, G-Man. What was his name? Andrew Yang? That was his name? What did you think about him? Was he a deep state or was he for real? Oh my goodness, I was thinking I kind of liked him. If I were to actually vote for anybody, if he ended up being something, I would have voted for him. I'm not going to lie. He's a millennial, I think. I think he is. He's got fresh ideas, and I think he's a good face to look at. He has a nice face to look at. But I think that I thought he had some decent ideas. He was a socialist. He had some socialist ideas, straight up. But he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. If you're going to pick a poison, you know, my God. Anyway, that is the message that I came on here to convey to, of any race. If you want to let these people pander, and if you want to let them feed you nonsense and lies, you can, and it's okay. Federal Reserve. My gosh. If anything was a lie, it's the Federal Reserve. They own. It wasn't a good idea. Did, did he say that? Was that Andrew? Did he say that? That was his thing? Oh, oh my gosh. Because they're doing the same shit. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, G-Man, I'm calling you Andrew, sorry. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. And then, what is QE infinity? I'm not going to pretend that I know what you're talking about. I want you to explain that so I can actually read it and, so others can know what you're talking about. What is QE infinity? Explain. Oh, G-Man for president. He's very smart. The printing of money out of thin air. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, yes. So, is that the fiat currency? The fiat currency? Are we talking about the same thing? Yeah, that's definitely what's going to kill your economy, people. That's what's going to kill your economy. All this printing, all this money that they're printing out of thin air. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. There's a lot going on, G-Man. There's a lot. There's so much to be concerned about. And just because you're focused on one thing, do not take your eyes off the other things. Don't do that. Do not. Be alert. Be alert. Know what's going on. Be outraged because of what this cop did, but also know that there are other things happening too. Irony, G-Man, the irony. Listen to me. Listen to me. Floyd died for that nonsense, while you have a whole freaking, while you have a whole, I have to edit this video. While you have um, a whole institution printing these money, these counterfeit dollars. Crazy. And you kill this man. You kill this man. I mean, they choose. And that is why it all boils down to how the poor man, the black man, the nobodies of society, how we have to follow these rigid, rigid laws, lose our lives for these rigid laws that they have in place, while they gallivant and dance and are like Rumpelstiltskins dancing around the fire while they're killing innocent people. Not to say that Floyd didn't commit a crime, but he didn't deserve to die for that. That's a mess. But I'm sorry to say, G-Man, he didn't die for counterfeiting. He died because of something else. He knows the officer that killed him. And I will tell you that something is going to come out with that. It's personal. It's personal. It's personal. But guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I do have to go. My husband is calling me. So I have to go. But this was really good. I hope you guys join me on live. Yes, they know each other. They know each other. Yup, it's personal. And there's a breakdown. I wish I had memorized that YouTuber's name, but there's a breakdown of how it really kind of played out. It looks like a setup. It looks like a setup. It really did. So, guys, do your research. Stay alert. Understand what's happening. Um, Fight against police brutality, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it All Lives Matter, do that. Do that. If that makes you feel better, do that. But just know that this can't go on in society. Dane Calloway. Dane Calloway. Check out his video, guys. He breaks down all the suspicious things that happen that really makes this look like a setup. It makes it look like a setup. And the fact that George knew the police officer, oh, it was so personal. In my humble opinion, you guys can disagree if you want, but yeah, I'm already seeing that it's personal. So just check him out. And yes, guys, I have to go. Thank you so much. Join me on my next live. Please subscribe, comment, do what you do. I come on here occasionally to voice my very unorthodox opinion. Love you guys. Bye.